Alright, so I just wanted to showcase this off real quick. Let me make sure Streamlabs good. So, Black Desert Online is another MMO. I just want to show what a paid for uh MMO is kind of like this, when you just basically pay a one-time fee. Uh, and we'll get into some of the stuff that's you could still be spending money on, kind of like I did with the others. I just kind of want to showcase this. This one's a weird one. I don't think it really fits new or old age. It's kind of its own thing. So let's just enter into one of these. So, as you can see, I have a few characters here. Let's just we'll proceed with the new one. These are all your different classes. Each class has a main, which is what you start playing as, and then you get your awakened skills. I did a Sage to test it out, on a more recent one. But basically, everybody has their own weapon style, as well as their own description, kind of explaining what they're doing. This does require a lot of thought and effort before you start a character. If you want to play in-game, about 70% of these characters cannot make it in the in-game things. Nova used to be one that could, as well as apparently Sages can. That's why I picked a Sage. Don't really care for their playstyle too much, to be honest about it. But what do we want to test out? You know what? Let's go with the magic class. They're squishy, but they are maxed out on attack, essentially. Controls a little and lower. Clearly, the easier they are to control, the higher it is, or the more control you have of that character. Clearly, magic users are more standstill. Their defense similar with their control, not too great, as well as their combos aren't too great. But their evasion and attack is good, so let's just roll with this. Very over-the-top customization for essentially what you're customizing. Horoscopes have nothing really to do other than if you talk to somebody who is of the same horoscope in the game, an NPC character, you can kind of get better favoritism with them. So let's just find something that'd be good for a mage. You know what? A Sealing Stone sounds something. Weather literally only affects the background. Once again, some odd choices here on what you want to do for customization. We'll go with a nice dark background. However, when you actually start to get into this, this is where it gets crazy. Let's find us a good, you know what, mage, get some long hair for her. This is where you can spend a lot of time. Typically, I just do the links, like you can, you know, shorten up certain sections of the hair. So as you can see, that was right at the collar line. Same with that one. So if you kind of wanted to bring that collar line back a little bit, you can. As well as, we'll go about right here just a little bit longer. You can actually change how the curls are, which curl level 0 right now, but you can actually make your character have like wavy. It doesn't look that great here, but in the game it actually looks a lot better because it doesn't leave it as rough looking. But you can actually add curls to your character, so we'll do just a slight bit of curls, kind of add some texture to it. Color can, you know, shine it up, dull it. We'll go with a nice dull look. then change this just a little bit to kinda even things out. And let's drop that down to a 0. Boom. So you can do it with face, body, and body literally is pretty much what they have as default. Works for me. You can go through and do it all. Well, here, let's add a tattoo. It is magic user, so let's see. Now, here's the cool thing about this. Let's get that size down a little bit. That size is like over the top. We're going to do 37 by 37, and we'll give her that tattoo actually will work. So get it rotated, and then we'll rotate it to straighten it out and get her a nice thigh tattoo there. Nice crimson red, works for me. Boom. Won't ever see it again, but it's there. Also, you can apply the most popular, like, there are people who save their, designs for you if you just want, like, a nice, quick look where somebody spent a whole bunch of time doing stuff. Another thing is, you can also kind of see what kind of your equipment and outfits are going to look like as you progress. So, there's that. I do kind of wish there was like a random name generator on here, just because it does take a while to typically find something that hasn't been used. I don't even know. Probably going to be used. Unavailable. Let's add an H to the end. Unavailable. Let's add another A to the end. Cool. So, you're going to hit creation complete. Boom. We got a whole new character here. OneDrive still deleting stuff from earlier. I was cleaning up some inventory. Let's jump in. This is where I see this stream automatically ending. To be fair, my internet is not going to be happy with me when I launch this game and it actually starts loading. I don't see the stream staying up very long for it, but we'll deal with that later.
Are you awake? These are the memories of the forgotten world. Sorry, but you should have known better.
Thank you, that's what I was waiting on. The game will detect if you tab out and kind of tap you right back in, so it's pretty cool on that one. So, clearly it's kind of in your face a little bit on things that they got going on. But what's nice about this is you can pull guides straight up from here. It's a little overwhelming at first. It's still even a little overwhelming for me, and it ain't even my first time to play it. But you kind of got up here so to kind of explain any kind of things going on in the server. So, once again, I do have pets. They need to be fed. Don't have any food because, well, yeah. I just got in it. You have, kind of like what I was doing on, Rift with the pets. This is essentially the same thing, except you just roll dice to see what you're going to get. And every 30 minutes, 3 times a day, you can do this. So, there's that. collect all that, receive it. As you play, like, you have family name you have to create the very first time you play. Essentially, all your characters pay out family fame, per day. Like, the farther they are in the game, the more family fame you're going to get, things like that. So, definitely a game you're going to want a few characters on. Just because it's going to increase things a little bit. I want the... You know what, let's go with the short and sweet ones here. And... I don't know what I still got. One unclaimed reward. Oh, 15. Got it. Need to get a little farther for that. Alright. Let's, quickly, we're gonna go ahead and just, So, use this garden to grow crops. Not really going to be growing any crops at the moment. That, and... We're going to pop all those just to get us some buffs to speed this up. Right. This is the guy I'm supposed to be talking to.
고대인의 석실에선 어떤 과거를 만날지 두근거림을 감출 수가 없군.
So, Mama will bring up your black spirit, which has possessed you, to typically tell you your quest stuff. I've done this a few times, so I'm just kind of going to quickly rush through it. That way I can talk to this guy now. He's going to tell me to check around here. I'm going to go over here, talk to this person. That's done. Cool. So now I'll talk to this person, and that kind of completes this. There's some actually really good lore about this, but I'm basically rushing my internet at this point. So, Adventurer's Tome, blah, 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 blah. We'll go ahead and equip that. Automatically puts those on 1 for you. So there's probably going to be a lot more people than usual. So, let's see what our person is capable of doing. We have that. You have your left click, right click, and then like your spells. So there's going to be cast time on most of these. If you let it power up, clearly it does more damage. It Oh, cool. Already did it. I didn't realize I killed as many as I did that fast. I think you only need to kill 10 to begin with anyways. Cast it a little bit sooner. So... got an attendance reward. Push R to just go ahead and equip it. It's best in slot. Also, you gain knowledge of what you kill to make it easier to kill them. Clearly, like, these are just foxes, so nothing crazy. Usually this means you can still get something from there. No learnable skill. Not every level is a skill increase, you know. Got that quest objective done. Anytime you see homie right here, basically that's telling you that's who you need to talk to, so. What I hate is sometimes you do that, and then it's like, oh, well, now you need to figure out who you're talking to, so you literally gotta go up there and hit this. But at least it'll waypoint it for you. Just want to show that off. I've played through this enough to know essentially everything I need to do for like the next hour. And that's going at the speed I'm going now, just running through it. And it's kind of weird playing with this because the Sage actually has a... think of him like as a time-space continuum builder, so he actually comes with a dash ability that allows him to teleport through stuff to make traveling a little faster. Even though it's an attack skill, you can still use it out of combat because you can swap to combat mode at any time. And about to get another cutscene, so everybody enjoy that. So we're gonna touch this and enjoy the cutscene.
에단, 여기 봐요.
유물에 문제가 있어? 설마 이자 때문이야?
이분 약하지만 어두운 기운을 가지고 있어요.
아직 각성하지는 않군. 검은 기운에 대해 기억나는 게 있다면 우리에게 말해보시오. 자넨 그 환상에서 벗어나야 하오.
그만, 정내 상태가 불안해요. 괜찮아요, 에단?
늦었어. 검은 기운의 기록 완전히 끊고. 우선 사원에 알리는 게 좋겠어.
Alright, so he's done awakened his powers, and over time, actually, you continue it, and he slowly gains more and more of an actual body. But he does give you free inventory upgrades when you do it, so for the most part, not all horrible.
석상이 있다는 거.
And so, strategically placed fireball. We're going to let that build up decently. And Oh, and there are combos. So, for example, 1, 2, and then I can swap over. And it'll actually do something different on, I believe this one is going to be every 5th hit or so. You're going to get a combo with this build. Oh. Essentially, you want to kill everything. Like, when I say kill everything and kill a few of them. It's about 100 or so kills to get different things. So we got a new skill, teleport. Well, we unlocked one. It's learnable. We don't have enough skill points for it just yet, but that'll go pretty quickly. Considering I have all the boosts active right now. So, summon him up. I completed what he asked me to do. Keep on moving. We're going to go ahead and use those inventory expansions. 2 slots now. Decorative object for your house. You can use it for health. Or a health boost, apparently. But not really my priority at the moment. Oh, dang. I wanted to show that off real quick, like, that you can pick stuff up, but I forgot my pets actually are going to auto pick up everything. Anything that drops, your pets will pick up. You actually gather stuff yourself in this game, so like this bush highlighted, let me see if I can, well, this one might be easier. So thicket, you can gather for a chance to get certain crafting resources or materials to do stuff with. Not a good idea to do it if you look up here. This is your energy. You only get 1 point every 3 minutes recovered. So you want to make sure you know what you want to do with your character before you do it. Also, this is the world map. So, as you can see, it's a pretty good map, considering this game was on sale last week for $5, $4.99. But what's cool about this is, if you zoom in, you get nodes like this. Also, you can get, like, this one's for excavation. You get a chance at these few things. You can hire people to, like, bring you stuff. You can be a trader in this game, actually. Essentially, you don't even have to go out exploring after probably, I'd say, an hour or so. Once you complete the essential quote-unquote tutorial, which isn't a very good tutorial. It essentially is just you doing your first few things here. Without very much help. After that, I mean, it's pretty much free roam. Go do what you want to do. There are some advantages to not just going straight into trying to be a actual craftsman or things, because completing quests and doing things give you more energy. But if you've played before, you actually don't even need to bother with it. You can just go straight into it. So, let's add that to quick slot. Because that's going to be healing for us. We are a squishy character, so I mean, I gotta think about what I'm going to be, you know, survivability here. Oh, and there are hotkeys for all your stuff. So, for example, I haven't got to really show this off. I can activate all my skills using certain keybinds, like Shift and E will do something other than E at some point. I don't think I've got to that yet. Where I've got that much, we'll take a look and see everything in a second. I just like to kind of go through it while I have all those things active. I just realized my stream was a minute something behind, so... But it seems like we're still here. So... Yeah, I want to work my way a little slower into the combo system. It's, like I said, the combos actually get pretty wild after a while. So, here's that lightning attack actually somebody was using earlier. But, then I can also soul drain things. It's pretty smooth evasion. Oh. Let's go ahead and move on here. Alright, know where I need to go. I'm gonna run in here. I'm gonna talk to a few people, and then they're gonna have me come back out here, kill a whole bunch more of these imps. If I'm right, I believe you talked to the guy up here, like the head person. Yep. So, you're gonna want to go in here. Just kind of run through this. You can also chat with people to get your standing better with them. So, basic etiquette. He's gonna tell you some crap because he ain't really good friends with you. But creating relationships with NPCs in the game is important. Like having enough followers, essentially, is what allows you to get the nodes unlocked. So, we got new armor. Go ahead and equip that. Oh, hey, it's right there on the inside.
클리프 대장님을 만나러 오셨나요? 부상병이 늘고 있어 걱정이네요.
Yeah, just...
경비탑에 제 병사가 운둔해서 정보를 알고 있어요.
Beginner, small, got it. 75, 50, you know what, it really don't matter. Because I'll be able to heal. In fact, let's look at this real quick. So, I would not recommend putting any skill points into anything right away. just because you don't want to screw this up, to be honest. But, for example, we can look here now. So, Earthquake is going to be at level 30. It's going to give you basically what you have to take as far as things. So, if I do right button after Fireball, it'll kind of increase the damage of it. So, if I do this and right as I cast it, hit right mouse button, it'll manually explode it. J on the keyboard is going to be like your cosmetic setup. You can fully customize your character. G is essentially, you know, your same thing as everything else. It's going to be your guild recruitment. So H brings up what I was talking about if you kill stuff, you're going to get rankings based on what you're killing. As you kind of know what you're doing with them, you can get their, like, full, like, everything. Like, these defense towers, for example, as you destroy more, you'll get more knowledge of them. You also gain a little bit of favor and stuff for doing it. How long we got before this resets? Oh, internet's struggling quite a bit. Yeah, while I'm waiting, let me tab out of that real quick. Let's see. This is why I want another monitor. Only 34% of my frames are being dropped right now. It's all good. Yep, there it goes. Character skills. So, might have to do it farther away. Just gotta talk to this guy. Oh, and you can jump in this game, so... we're just gonna speed through this. Got a better weapon now, so we'll go ahead and equip that. So, real quick, if you want to play a stealth character, the Hassans are the class to be. You got the ninjas and stuff, but that's more of a kind of meme class at this point. If you can play the male version of the ninja correctly, basically, it is feasible in the in-game, or it used to be. They might have nerfed it because it was actually a little overkill. Especially in player versus player instances, there was almost no way to really stop them unless you had a way to stun them and had somebody who could deal out enough damage to get their health out before they freed up. It was a little cheaty on the, like, cool, like, I mean, really cheaty. Because you couldn't really do anything to prevent them from killing your entire team by themselves if you didn't find a way to stop them from moving around, because as they move around and buff up, they almost get invincible at that point because they're moving so fast you can't even hit them. But very good for player versus environment gameplay too, because you can kite. Like, if I was smart and had a little more damage, I could just run around here, aggro all these things, get them to chain around me, then stop and just go to town on them. But I'm not putting enough damage per second out to try to kite everything in a group like that just yet. Ooh, done there. We had this get the helmet off the battlefield. I'm pretty sure is what this one was. Oh, nope. We're already to this point. Assuming the internet holds up, which, I mean, it's pretty choppy from what I'm seeing on the YouTube video in. Like I said, I didn't actually expect this game to even stay up past the game launching, so I mean, I can't be super mad at it that it even lasted this long. We're gonna want to put that away if you do decide to play this game and you never played it before. But when you get to this point where it says talk to Tiny Nose at the Imp Cave, just go ahead and put your weapon away. These guys will not attack you because you're actually talking to the head goblin guy here. So, essentially, you're trying to figure out why the still imp people are attacking. He's going to tell you, oh, you know, we're scared, everybody's worried because the head goblin guy, which is depicted here on these strange marks, has been leading an uprising or something along that line. So now we get a boss encounter, which boss encounters on this game actually are pretty fun. And after this one, you actually can kind of control what you need to do quest-wise. Typically, you get 3 branches to take. Like, you can do, like, infiltrate the camp to figure out what's the problem, or kick the door down and go, you know, in there and just kill everybody, or take a diplomatic approach. Like, there's few options for any of the major storylines, which is pretty cool. Because not a lot of games do that. So it makes it kind of fun. It is a very hack and slash game. That's one thing Shroom was talking about. Reason why he didn't actually want to play it himself is because it was, I mean, it is hack and slash at the end of the day. It's basically how much damage can you put out. Because if you're not doing major raids with other people, as long as you're basically following the quest line, you're not going to hit a point anytime soon where you're going to be like, oh man, this is too hard, I'm going to have to get help. I mean, I'm playing a mage, and I can sit here and melee most things. I mean, some of it might have to do with me playing this before. In fact, this ain't even my first magical user I played with, so I kind of got an understanding of what I need to do. But as you notice, because this guy's over here killing the same ones I'm killing, it's whoever does the most damage gets the count for the kill. So, yeah, have fun with that. Because if you're like me, I'm not putting out the same damage as he's going to put out. In fact, that's the whole ninja class I was talking about. I don't blame anybody for wanting to play as them, but it's one of those things that I feel like that character build in total should be nerfed, because they just attack so fast. Nothing else can compete with the damage per second they're going to put out. Oh, and that is the Sage's main ability. Like I said, kind of you make time portals and stuff to do your damage. It's pretty cool. Is it something that I enjoyed a whole bunch? Not really, but I need to play a little more with it and get used to the working the combos together. See, now all he's doing is helping me because actually I was smart enough to start damaging him because he's going to run for the big groups like I'm doing, because clearly if you got to kill 50 of these little bastards, you're going to be attacking groups and not one-on-one because it's going to take forever. Good thing is I have all those boosts going right now, so it might not increase the damage output I'm doing, but it definitely gives me a lot more experience. Go ahead, try drawing a few more of them. Just cause, I don't know why, but just cause. I've got quite a lot of these to kill, so Oh. It's gonna give me some more of these expansions. That's old stuff, blah, 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 blah. Should actually... What is it, F1? No, F1's the wiki. Oh yeah, so this is what I was referring to. Here's the in-game store, basically. Spend money to get stuff. Some of the stuff you spend your loyalty points on, which, you get that. Hey, Linda. I'm actually kind of surprised this game runs with my internet. Like, I know it ain't running smooth, but for it to even run, that's kind of crazy. I was expecting it to crash the second I launched it. Oh. Pay some slots. E. So. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, it's... I mean, this was the one I posted. It was the $4.99 on sale last week. It's definitely very complicated. This is not one I'd recommend for people unless they are, like, really, really into this. Because, A, the rules outstandingly crazy, and the crafting and kind of how to get materials, like, for example, if you're still here, you would have to get this farm. Like, if you want potatoes, you need to, like, make that a node, and then you set up a travel point to, like, the city here, and there's a lot more to this one than the others for sure. And it takes a lot of time to understand how to even do it on a basic level, let alone actually to be useful in the game. So, this is basically what you need to summon bosses. Pretty much all your bosses, you'll get a summon scroll for them. you can party up to do bosses. About the first 3 bosses you shouldn't need to party up on. I'm kind of worried about this boss, even though he is like literally the here's how you do bosses boss, and kind of finishes up the starting area, kind of how to play. He's definitely not a pushover by any means, and I don't know that I can put out enough damage and dodge his attacks at the same time. But we'll see. Yeah, he hits for a lot. Let's see if I can pop this too, just to get some quick killing in. Keep that healing going. Luckily, there ain't too bad of a cooldown on it. Yeah, that's the only problem with channeling a spell. I'm gonna have to definitely spend a second to heal up here. See, he's immune to stun effects, so I really can't do much to slow him down. Alright, was able to kill him. Somebody just summoned theirs. I might stay here and help them real quick. I don't really get much for it, but... you can't really hit him, but you can try to help keep like these small mobs, like these steel warriors and stuff, off of them, so they can attack. better equipment, more inventory. We're going to talk to these guys who showed up late to help me. You know, gotta love it. They brought the army after I'm done with killing him. But this essentially completes the, what I consider the tutorial section. There's still a little bit of, like, do this to learn about these things. But for the most part, you're pretty much done with the real hand-holdy stuff. You kind of start to get to branch off and do what you want to do from here on out. You can follow the main quest at this point, or you can deviate, do side quests. Would not recommend doing most side quests unless you kind of worked your way through some and just wanted to clean them up. Not really much benefit to doing nearly any of the side quests. A few of them can give you some good rewards, but don't feel bad if you don't want to sit here and do any. I'm going to go ahead and do this because I know this is going to be the next little last quest I need to do, where they're telling me to do this before I can go to the town and start kind of playing the game itself. But I want to go ahead and just clean these foxes and stuff up, because it's going to tell me to do this anyways, and I might as well get some free experience while I'm out here. And there's a good spawn on them. I always forget. Oh, that one. Yeah, my internet's really having problems. Usually this pops right up. That's the dice rolling for it. But, you know, clearly trying to stream it and do it at the same time. So, family fame, let's just look at this real quick. I think my stream's still live anyways. Basically, your family fame, is combat level, life level, and special fame points of all your characters. So, you get this pretty much, you know, like you sign on, and then you get, based on how many points you have. So, this character has 294. But if your whole, you know, family fame is up there, or no, maybe that is my family fame. I ain't played very much lately. But anyways, you basically get paid out by the points you have. And you can make quite a bit of silver, but here's the thing. I mean, 600,000 silver is nothing. Like, I mean, nothing. How much do I have right now? So right now I'm at 3.2 on this character because I collected it. But, like, this is worth $1 million. That gold bar. And when we get into a town, I'll show you what a million. We'll go with an even number for this one. It'll make it fun. I'll show you what 1,000,000 coins can buy you. I'm gonna go ahead and accept a few quests from these guys because, like I said, they're gonna want me to kill those weasels and foxes anyways. Might as well, while I'm here, just knock out a few more because it's all kind of right here in the area. And if you can bulk your quests together pretty close to each other, why not do it? Just because if you're already in the area, you can collect it all while you're doing the same quest. So, because you're going to be fighting a lot of people, this is, like I said, kind of the end of the starting area. You're going to be always fighting a lot of people. it's always good to have a ranged skill. Because, yeah. Everybody's going to want to try to hurry up, get this done with so they can get started with getting to go into cities, start crafting or doing guild stuff, whatever they're trying to get to, or just playing the main storyline. Everybody's going to get stuck with killing these weasels and trying to get out of here. So, having ranged character is nice at this part, just because you can kind of out-race them on the, killing them, because the spawn doesn't keep up if there's more than about 2 people here. Oh, guess this guy finally got back. He was AFK for the longest time. Boom. Quickly did that. I don't know why this is not auto-closing out. That used to just go away after a few seconds. Just... The reason you do that is because you're going to be right here anyways. That's 100,000 silver right there just for doing it. And you're going to want to take advantage of it if it's right there already on your way. Don't go out of your way to do the side quest, though. If it's already something you're going to be in the area needing to deal with, like I was going to have to talk to the lady so she can tell me to meet this person in the town right there. Might as well go ahead and hammer down on a quick side quest, because those gold bars will keep your funds up pretty well when you start out, because as your character gets older, you get less and less of stuff like that. Basically, you're on your own after a while of figuring out what you're going to do for silver, other than your, you know, family fame giving you your daily allowance, stuff like that. But after a while, it all is a kind of a grind if you don't set up a profession to kind of make things that you can sell on the game marketplace to other players. If you don't think ahead on what you're going to want to do and learn how to do it, it can be a grind to keep your funds up. Which there are ways around that. You can get people who maybe need a little assistance, who are going to do those starter quests, who just don't know what to do, or they want somebody to kind of help them walk them through it. You can actually have them just pay you to go do it with them, kind of help them out, because like that boss fight, if you're in a party before you start it, the party can actually help you with the boss fight. So, go ahead, step away from everybody so I can equip that. We're going to step right over here. Basically, if you ever want to know where you need to go, look where everybody's at. So, here's our marketplace. So, let's look at the central market. For example, we'll look at something related to me. I'll be using staffs. So, here's where it gets crazy. This is going to be a top tier, like, you know, staff for the most part. But you click on it to actually open up what you're going to buy now. So, these are basic, not upgraded ones. Slightly upgraded, little better, little better, little better. Once you hit the pre, basically, you're looking at like 20 times enhanced, 30, whatever. So, for the top upgraded, which, now it's going to load more because my internet's like chugging along. Oh, these are always... We'll look at the higher end ones, actually, just so I can put this into perspective. 100,000 million billion silver. But this would be an in-game weapon. It still isn't fully finished the way it's looking. Well, actually, that's a pretty good one. If you're just doing a standard build like I'm going to do with this character, that would be pretty good. I'm not going to try to specialize in anything, because they got their extra damage against the monsters, species, all that set up right, as well as their casting speeds +3, which I think is as high as it'll go. So yeah, they actually set that up pretty good, so that'd be a justifiable amount to pay. Like, that's honestly not too bad, because longswords are usually cheap because they're pretty easy to make, but let's look at... Are they in fluctuating? Yeah, so these 93. But anyways, yeah, like, 1,000,000 silver is nothing, basically, is where I'm going with it. So, I did sell a bunch of stuff, so kind of didn't even remember doing any of that. Which, I don't even know if it'll let me collect this. Wow. Yeah, it's chugging along a little bit there. But you have your own warehouse balance too. Like, you need to have a balance here. This is what makes it hard. So, you have your personal inventory. This would be my personal inventory right here. You know, this is what I have here. The warehouse only accounts for the storage in the town I'm in. So, the warehouse is only looking at my warehouse here in Bella. Oh, hey, Joe. Yeah, I was kind of on a rant about how currency in this game is nothing. But yeah, what's crazy about this is, like, it only looks at whatever I'm storing here. So, I'm pretty sure on, like, my higher level character, I had went ahead and moved... I think I'm down here in Mendel was my main operations. Basically, I have operations set up in a few different places based on what character's doing. For the resources you can get there, as well as being able to set nodes up. My main character, I hate to admit this, but it took me probably 40 hours to understand how to set up a basic node resource collection. But here's what I love about this. I love this game because of this option. Do you want a clan or do you want a guild? Literally, you can start as a clan with 15 members or less. And for 100,000 silver, you can go ahead and turn it into a guild, which is 20,000 more, but 100,000 silver is nothing still. But, like, it's nice to be like, well, let's, you know, kind of see where things go first with the clan, see if I can get 15 people to even play with me. If not, we'll leave it as a clan, but if you want to change it, then boom. You can go up a little higher. Clans pretty much is just a party in this game, to be honest, though. You can rent items from people like that. Like, he'll give you a match lock that might be better than what the story quest is giving you so far, but I wouldn't recommend renting stuff from people because you have to return it back to them physically. So then you're going to have to remember where you got all this stuff from, try to get it back to them.
안녕하세요, 무언가님. 회복제가 있어요. 어떤 회복제가 필요하신가요? 클로리스 언니에게는 늘 손님이 많죠. 자리를 바꿔볼까?
But yeah, hey, here's a guy's worker. So it's set up to probably come by whatever. Let's see.
제게 더 많이 와주실 거죠?
So what are they coming to buy? Empty crystals and alchemy stuff is what I would have guessed. Oh, yeah. Hey, Joe. Yeah, so I'll explain this. So, for example, this farm right here. This is going to give me translucent crystals and amulets of happiness, which the amulets of happiness, I'm pretty sure, is just like mob drops that you can sell. But, for example, I get potatoes from here. I can then set up a brewery here in town, which I can show you that here in a second, how to do that. I can basically make production lines where I have workers go places and buy resources for me and bring them back and work them out of a workshop that you set up. It could be woodworking, it could be brewing, alchemy, whatever. It could be a kitchen. And they will actually do it, or you can choose to do it to, like yourself. If you're first starting out, you're going to do a lot of it yourself. But you can make routes, so I can tell the caravan to run back and forth from here, constantly grabbing me resources. Most resources like this, you're pretty good for. Like, you could take this no issue. However, there's a few here. Here's one. So, guilds can occupy certain areas, like this castle up here, for example. You can actually, you and your guild could take this over. You're going to get special rewards every day. You can hold this until every Tuesday when there's a new thing. Then you need to defend it. The longer you hold on to it, the better. But if you look at here, this is one that they've been holding on to, since I guess last week. Or Tuesday. No, today's Tuesday, so 5:30. They've held on to it for a while. But yeah, you basically have faction wars where you're fighting over certain nodes, but these are for more like money and stuff, and that kind of fame to say you were holding out. But you know, like your areas where you can go grind, like this is actually one of the best grinding areas to go start with, because you can run a loop around here kiting enemies and then fight them all. But unfortunately, people can see your caravans traveling to certain node sites, because this caravan right here probably belongs to this guild, and they're having it go get resources for them back and forth. The server I'm on is for new players, so you get experience boosts and stuff. Typically, you're not going to get player versus player grief on these servers, typically, but you could. I mean, if you're outside of the city, once you get out of a safe zone, you could be running down a road and somebody could just take you out for no reason. Doesn't happen here too much because of this being a starting area. You can only play 30 days on this server before you have to transfer your character to a different server that's not a starter server. They have the new Olivia servers, which I know it's going to be hard to see up here because I have the whole thing, but these are all starter areas, and it tells you, you know, you can connect until this date, blah blah blah, because then you'll need to transfer to an actual server, which all you do is click. Kind of like RuneScape, you can hop servers. This is where it gets complicated, because it's both, actually. So, for things like this is guild versus guild. However, as you play the storyline, For example, I just did my first boss fight, and it was basically over here you fought the head, red nose imp guy, but like there was a whole battlefield of NPCs fighting them back with a whole storyline, which I just skipped through it because it's like the tutorial for it. You run into areas where like you will see different in-game uh alliances, like, you know, your guardians and towns and stuff fighting with other mobs, and you can actually pick sides on a lot of it. Like, let's say I want to go help the imps instead of the humans that time, I can basically go do stuff for them instead of the humans, and it actually changes the storyline slightly. It's just all lore at that point. It's not going to affect the game necessarily on that end. It gives you the options to do stuff. But then you have this kind of stuff. People own these territories. Like, if you're top dog on the chopping block, you can take over the whole, like, territory that the people are in. Not just the town or the area. You can take the entire continent over if you got a big enough guild. And people have to pay you taxes. As you can see, these are 5%, which all these probably are going to be set to 5 because, like I said, this is kind of a newer server area. These are probably actually going to be game devs or mods for the game who just stay here to keep the peace. And 5% is probably the lowest tax rate. But yeah, it just builds you up rep and fame and stuff, which will get you more money daily every time, you know. It'll build up as you don't play too. When I signed on, I got 3.2 million just for signing back in because of my character's fame. But there's a lot to this game, but it's one of those things, like I said, you don't even have to worry about it. Like, if you don't want to, at this point, you could stop playing the main quest and go do whatever you want as long as you find a way to make currency. We can look at the servers and see what they look like. Sorry, like, you're 30 seconds behind whatever I'm looking at, so keeps it hard. I know what I gotta do. So let's do this real quick. Let's go to... We'll go here. I know there's a way to see, like, server population. I think it just says, like, overpopulated, populated, whatever. But there's also something we can talk about on this page about what certain things mean. If you ever go to start and for some reason you don't want to do the Olivia kind of new people servers, you want to avoid certain ones, which that crashed out the entire game. But, oh well. I was working on cleaning this top up earlier, and it's just still a mess. I think 1500 is like the when it hits the overpopulated amount. Oh wow. That's why it killed it. I was like, I know I didn't close the game out. Well, yeah, we'll have to go back to that because my internet is just tanking at the moment, mainly because it's the middle of the day. Well, it's 12:30. But this is my problem. if I ran a speed test right now, I guarantee you it says over 5 megs. But I wish I could pull more CPU to get a little bit less of a load off of the actual internet, even though that wouldn't make sense for that to work that way. It'd be nice. Let's see, we'll look at Ocala real quick. Oh, wow. Whoa, that's quite the delay on that. Like, really the delay? I thought my game was actually just, or my computer was crashed out. Yeah, I want him to load the speed test for me. Yep, well, for some reason, I think that speed test probably will say that I'm getting actually less than what Streamlabs is detecting because, yeah, I'm not loaded nothing up. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just kill the stream. Might try to stream something later. I typically can get my internet to function from about 4 to 7. But with school being out now for this summer, I'm not sure that those times will still be accurate for me to be able to get the internet. Yeah, well, welcome back, Joe, but I'm about to actually go ahead and just kill the stream just because my internet literally is tanked out to nothing on me. So, I'll probably try to do one